So today was supposed to be an incredible day for the Senate. We were supposed to be getting these amendments to go through. Some things would be passed, some things would be rejected, and we would ultimately see the Senate push forward and advance the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Well, that's not necessarily what's happening. There's crazy news and there's some crazy stuff going on, and right now there is chaos within the Senate. Not like January 6th when rioters stormed the Capitol, but it's up there. And this type of chaos that we're seeing today is actually going to impact more people. This will impact millions and millions of people. What we are seeing right now is the Senate is pretty much at a standstill. There's nowhere to go. They were supposed to be going through their vote-a-rama. However, they only got through one vote. That is the vote on the $15 federal minimum wage provision. What happened was Bernie Sanders brought up the $15 federal minimum wage, and, well, yes, Joe Manchin voted against this. We knew he would. However, that was also followed by 7. Yes, count them. 7, including Joe Manchin, was 8. 8 Senate Democrats voted against the $15 federal minimum wage. Yet only one person, Joe Manchin, was really the only one that came out publicly and said he would vote against this. So that makes many Democrats very uneasy about what we will potentially see for the rest of today. Now, there was another huge change that we heard about earlier this morning. I want to bring that update to you as well, because this is another huge thing that could benefit and actually benefit millions of people. What we heard this morning was Senator Carper was actually going to propose an amendment later on today. He hasn't even proposed this yet, but this amendment would have taken the unemployment benefits from $400 per week, dropped them down to only $300 per week, which will start on March 14th. But instead of ending on August 29th, it would have extended it all the way through the end of September. So actually September 30th. Now, this was starting to be picked up by a lot of media outlets, and they were saying that this is going to happen. This is good news. The problem is this was never voted on. It wasn't even proposed as an amendment yet. And right after they started to see this, and in addition to this, we also knew that there was a provision within this amendment that would allow anybody that received unemployment income in 2020, they would get pretty much a tax-free, pretty much a tax forgiveness of up to $10,200 per person. That would be very big. That would be over $1,000 for somebody that is on a 10%, that has to pay 10% in income taxes. So right there could have been almost another stimulus check. Well, what we know is that Joe Manchin is not 100% set on this. He does not want to see the $300 per week go all the way into September. What we're hearing is that another senator, Republican Rob Portman, is proposing a different amendment, which hasn't even come up yet, but this is where they're at. They're trying to propose these different things that are pretty much the same amendment, but they have different provisions. For example, Rob Portman, his provision, his amendment, doesn't include the unemployment income forgiveness, but Senator Carper's, his does. And Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema are thinking we could actually support both of these, and then it will be up to other people to decide which one will pass and which one won't. Because how it works in the Senate, and I'm not extremely clear, this is very complicated, but if one amendment gets passed first, they can still propose a different amendment, and it would swap out the other one. Now, it all depends on which one goes first, and I don't know the order of operations for the Senate, but as of right now, the Senate is at a standstill. They are at a complete standstill. That's coming from multiple Democrats and multiple GOP members as well. What we do know is that right now, neither party, the GOP, the Republicans, nor the Democrats, have the 50 votes needed to pass either one of these amendments. So at this point, what they're saying is, right now, they're trying to get Joe Manchin on board. That's exactly what Republicans are trying to do, because Joe Manchin is the one that could potentially be swayed. Well, the Democrats, they're actually trying to get Lisa Murkowski from Alaska. They're trying to get her on board to potentially give her something in exchange for, well, you vote for our proposal, you vote for our amendment, and then we'll pass that, and then we can get to what you want later. So right now there's a lot of stuff going on, but what I can tell you is it only requires one additional person, Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin is the one that technically is holding everything up. Some say this is good because this gives Republicans more time. This also is good because it would give Democrats a little bit more time to perfect this bill. But President Biden says, no, we do not need more time. This needs to be passed now. Right now, only one vote has been taken in the Senate. Now, this vote-a-rama was expected. It started a little bit earlier than normal, but this is expected to go all the way into tomorrow morning. Well, the Senate should have already been fairly deep into the amendments, and right now they've only had one vote. They've seen multiple amendments, but they've only voted on one thing at the time of this recording. So right now, I don't know what to tell you. There is chaos in the Senate. But what I can tell you is that the GOP senators are calling this a win so far. They are saying that right now, Democrats can't get their party in line with their votes and on their different amendments. So the GOP knows if they get, and this is again politics, right? If the GOP gets the $400 per week unemployment boost dropped to $300, they drop it down, just $300. The problem is the Democrats within the Senate are going to have to then face the Democrats in the House. Even though Nancy Pelosi says this can get done, and we know there's many people within the House, many Democrats within the House, that say, let's just get the bill passed. If it passes with just $300 per week, so be it. There's nothing that should stop a $100 per week boost from holding up the rest of the stimulus package. Because yes, the $300 or $400 per week for unemployment benefits will really help out the American people. However, the main things in this bill were supposed to be the $1,400 stimulus checks, vaccine funding, and the unemployment benefits. At no point did it say it had to be a $400 per week benefit. It just said unemployment benefits. That's exactly what President Biden said about a month ago. He did specify, and he did guarantee $2,000 stimulus checks, which we've already received $600, so we know the other one is going to be a $1,400 stimulus check. And as far as vaccine funding, there was no given amount. However, he did say vaccine funding is one of his pillars. So those three things are what is needed. Everything else, as of right now, is just other stuff that they're throwing in. School funding, child tax credits, state and local government funding, rental assistance, nutrition assistance, things like that. So what some are saying is that right now this bill can be pared back. And according to multiple reports, and I keep refreshing to see if there's any new news coming out, but right now, yes, there's a lot of different stuff. And so right now, what we're hearing is that there are so many things going on. There's centrist Democrats are trying to do certain things, others are trying to do others, and nobody's on the same page. And again, the whole thing's crazy, but not only are we hearing that the unemployment benefits could be cut from $400 to $300, that's the big issue right now. Again, remember how I just told you those three pillars that President Biden wanted? Well, unemployment is one of those. And he didn't specify about $400 per week, but he did say unemployment benefits. Now, here's what we're hearing. According to the newest updates, Senator Portman's bill, this is something that he is looking to cut, not just the amount, but also cut the amount of time. Some are saying that this, and I haven't even seen the bill, okay? I haven't seen the bill. There's not really news on it yet. But some are saying that this is looking like the bill only extends into either the end of June or the end of July. So instead of seeing $400 for an additional month, we're actually seeing $300 for either 1 or 2 less months. Remember, I stated this about a week ago that chances are we are going to see a bill come in right around $1.6 trillion. This would most likely include a cut to unemployment benefits. It would most likely go from $400 to $300, and it would most likely go from August 29th, most likely to June 30th. That's what I said earlier this week. I said that because that's where all indications were pointing. That's what Senator Joe Manchin has said multiple times, that there's no need to extend unemployment benefits all the way through the end of summer and into the fall when we are seeing our unemployment rate drop. Our unemployment rate came out this morning for February, and it actually came out at 6.2%, so it's a little bit lower than last month. Now, even though it came in a little bit lower, we're also seeing many jobs are not coming back. I think the last report said about 9.5 million jobs will not come back. And so that's going to be a huge blow. Now, I just want to reiterate one thing, and that is if the Senate doesn't pass this bill soon, when I say soon, I'm talking about within the next few days. If it doesn't get passed on Monday, so let's say the Senate passes this on Monday. They go into this weekend, still debating this, still doing vote-a-rama, right? It's going to be a complete mess. If they pass it on Monday, it would then go to the House on Tuesday. The House would most likely debate this. It probably wouldn't pass until possibly Wednesday. If the House debates this, they're probably going to have to make some amendments. So let's say they pass it on Wednesday. It would have to come back to the Senate on Thursday. The Senate would most likely make some more amendments, depending on how the Senate is. So it would probably have to do some more amendments on Thursday. It would then get passed, go back to the House on Friday, and the House would most likely just have to accept it. So we're coming down to it's going to be like the 11th hour. It will most likely be signed by President Biden either Friday or Saturday at this time. Okay? Based on everything that's happening, that's currently what we are seeing, and that's what many experts are predicting. Again, right now everything's a mess. We don't know if President Biden's going to step in and try to, talk to Joe Manchin or others. But the reports indicate that President Biden did step in and he worked out a deal with Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin was okay with the $400 per week as long as we saw a tightening of the stimulus checks. We did that. Okay, that's exactly what happened. Well, now some are saying that no, the stimulus checks are okay, but the GOP wants either more tightening of the stimulus checks, and that's exactly what I said earlier. We're either going to see them try to come in at 50,000 with a hard cutoff at 75 for an individual, or 100,000 with a hard cutoff at 150 for couples. We're going to either see that, or they're going to come in and be like, we need to see less for unemployment benefits. It's going to be one or the other. Now, I don't know which one's going to pass. I don't know where both parties are at right now. But what I can tell you is there is a lot of new stuff coming in every single second. Again, I keep refreshing the, Google, and right now there's just everything is just new. It's like report after report after report. Joe Manchin said this. Joe Manchin's doing that. This person's talking about this. This group of people is off to the side, talking about these things. So these reporters are pretty much just frantic as of right now because the Senate is, again, in chaos. Senate's in chaos. The reporters are frantic right now, don't know what to report on, who to report to, and who has pretty much the power at this point. Some are saying Democrats should hold the power, but as of right now, what we know is Mitch McConnell seems like he has taken a decent amount of power back from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. One report is coming in saying that as of right now, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer does not look like he knows how to run the Senate. And so, I don't know. We'll see. There's still some time left, but as of right now, what I can tell you is this will be a very interesting day. So make sure you consider subscribing. Stay tuned. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up button, and also subscribe so you don't miss any more of my updates. And I'll see you guys on the next one.